People of the World Wide Web. So some of you might be wondering how you can make a website using Hostinger, and while some have definitely tried, others have failed. But for both groups, I'm here to show you the ropes for Hostinger and how you can make a fresh website in a really short amount of time. And if you're thinking about checking out Hostinger while watching this video, you're in for a treat because we've got some magic happening in the description. Our link to Hostinger's site gives you a discount across the whole site, so if you're planning on creating a website, you can save some bucks by simply clicking on the link. There's no need to fuss with any codes. Okay, so how about we get to work? Let's get our hands dirty, or you can just watch. How about that? So to start making our website, we got to go over to the Websites tab, easy enough. And I have some things going on here, but ignore that. So what you want to do is press on create or migrate a website. Don't stutter though. So from there, you're going to be greeted, which is always nice. I love getting greeted. There was this one time when I was greeted on this, just kidding, we're not going to go into tangents. So you just got to press start now. All right, I'm giving you time to process things, okay? And from there, you can either choose to migrate a website that you have already or create a new one. Well, we're going to do that right now. So we're going to create a new one, and you can choose between AI Builder or WordPress, but WordPress is a little more, how would I say, you got to have some more experience with it, and so we're not going to pick that one. We can also skip this whole thing entirely, but what I want to do is use the AI Builder because it's very, very unique, and I like it because it improves your quality of life. And I mean, I think we all want to improve our quality of life at the very least when making websites. So we're going to go with the AI Builder. And trust me, you're not going to regret it. And in your plan, you probably have a free domain included, so we don't need to buy one or use an existing one. You can do that if you want to from this screen, but we don't need to because we have a domain already provided for us. So we're going to continue with that, and then we're going to allow it to build our website. We're going to give it some time. We're not going to look at it. We're going to turn our eyes. We're going to turn our head so it's not shy. And then once this has generated my website or redirected me to the website builder, at the very least, I'll come back with you. All right, so it didn't take long at all. It took 5 seconds, so I guess I could have just been a little more patient, but that's beyond the point. So afterwards, what shows up is this screen, and you have two options. So you can either let AI create your website in minutes or use pre-made templates. Now, the pre-made templates basically do the same thing as when you let the AI make your website. The AI just gives you a little more specified version of your website, so we're going to do that. So what we need to do here is we need to enter our brand name. So I'm going to call it Tech and Geeks, and if you watched If you watched my Bluehost video, I used a very similar kind of style for my website. I called it something with nature or something, but that's whatever. So we're going to call it Tech and Geeks. The website type, I'm going to call it let's call it a blog. And from here, this is the wonderful part. So if you're the talking type, if you love to just speak or type, then you have 700 words to type into the description to determine what kind of site you're making. So for us, we're going to be like, this is a video game niche where we discuss all types of genres. No, not genres, whatever. Genres, and we curate indie titles for gamers to find. I don't know, that's a very broad description, but it's better than nothing, okay? So for gamer to find indie, so not one gamer, for gamers to find. And I know it's called Tech and Geeks. I know it could be literally anything related to tech, but we're gonna go with this. How about we call it Game and Geeks, okay? You know what? It's going to bother me if I don't. So Game and Geeks, all right? Lay off me, okay, guys? No, so we're going to go with this description, and I don't know why this thinks it's not grammatically correct, but whatever. So we're going to let it generate our website based on the things that we've told it to do, and we're going to let it do its magic. So I'm not going to be patient. Maybe I could be patient. No, I'm going to save you guys some time, and I'm going to use the power of video editing to fast forward. Okay, so here is the website that our AI Robert made. I'm calling him Robert. I'm not going to call him the other name that you can call. No, the other name is Bob. I'm thinking about whatever. Anyways, so this is the site that our website made. And from Richard is the name that I was thinking of. The other way of calling people Richard, no. So this is the website that the AI generator cooked up. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to deconstruct this, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what it looks like when the AI makes the website for you. And here is a airplane flying over me. It's like it knows I'm making a video, so shout out to wherever that plane is coming from. But what I want to do is I want to deconstruct this, but I want to first show you like what shows up on this site. Now we're going to preview it. So in the top right, you can preview it, preview the site and all the changes you make. I do have the automatic save on. It's by default something that is applied to your website, and so you don't have to constantly update it, but you can preview what your site looks like. So once you click on this, there's no link attached to this, but I will show you how to attach links to buttons and whatnot, and so we'll go through that briefly. This is a very, very like beginner-friendly experience. I love Hostinger because you don't really need to know too much about like website building. You got to familiarize yourself with the tools and then mess around with it, and you're good to go. They give you such great templates. So I'm not going to pump their tires up too much right now. I'm gonna show you, not tell you. And you also have the chance of you have the opportunity to see what your website looks like on a mobile device. So that is very neat. I like that addition. And you can also go live once your website is ready to go. And so once we finish everything, then we'll go live. But how about we just deconstruct? No, first, let's go on the left-hand side and let me show you some of the tools. So these elements are all the things that you're going to be using for your website when you're adding things. Everything here is drag and drop, and once you see how that works later on, it's going to become instinctual. So you just drop something and then you can move it around where you want. I like this because it's very simple and user-friendly because you can just put it anywhere you want. In each section, you're going to have to place the button or whatever element you're putting in. You're going to have to change the section that you're putting it in. You can't just like drag it from here and put it in there. It's going to extend the length of this section. So we're going to remove that and we're going to move this section up. And so you have your text, your buttons, your add to bags. If you have a store, that's going to be useful to you. Your videos, gallery, image, and all of these other things that I don't have to list to you individually. The next thing are the pages and like how you can navigate to your website. So there's only 2 pages here. So just like with the button, I'm going to show you how to link a page to these particular buttons. Next up, you can change your website style. So your colors, your text, you can change, reset. Yeah, you can change everything you have. So you see how the text changes accordingly. I like this one personally. The buttons, these are kind of like how your buttons appear throughout the rest of the site. So right now they're all boxy, but hold on, what's going on here? Don't let me down. Don't let me down. So I think this is only for some of the buttons. I think I might have to change that. But I believe hold on. I will remove the buttons that we have already. And I will see. I got to prove this to myself now because it usually does this. Let's see what's going on with this one. So let me add a button. We're going to add a button right here. And right now it is boxy. And so, yeah, there you go. See, I'm not lying to you. I guess that's just what happens with preset buttons that they have on the template. So, yeah, it does work. I think you just need to customize with your own buttons. So that's proof that it does work. And with the animations for a bunch of things, like if you want this background, hold on, not the background, but like if you want to change these intro things, you can change how they appear. And so that's very neat. You can also do this with the background, I'm pretty sure. How about we just go over how you can actually make the website? So I don't want to confuse you, but we'll get there. So you can change the animation. You already saw how the animation changes for some of these things. It can slide in. There can be no animation. So defeats the point. I'm getting too far ahead of myself. I have to stop tripping over what I'm trying to do. And then for the blog, this will take you to the parts of the website that you do have things on your blog. And so this is things that you might have written about. We'll touch upon that as well. This is the online store. So if you have an online store, if you're trying to sell something, you can add that and then you can adjust what's in your store, but we don't need that. So we're going to remove it accordingly. So it's going to show up as one of the pages that you have. So if you want to remove a page, you can just click on this gear, hit delete, and then it will be gone. If you don't want this little bag here, what you can do is you can edit the header and you can disable the shopping bag and it will not be there. What else do we have? We have the AI tools, which are very interesting. So sometimes they work. For me, I seem to have a problem with my internet because it doesn't always load up. So some of the descriptions I give it, but essentially what this is like, so you see up top how we have our logo. So we can click on the AI logo maker and change what kind of logo we have. So I've made it before. And so like say I typed in the name of our website beforehand, and you can change the website. You can mess around with it, or if you have more credits, the only thing I believe is you need to like manually change the name. So we're gonna go like what is my site called? Game and Geeks. So we're gonna be like, the name is Game and Geeks. There's no slogan. We're a gaming related on Yes, sure. So generate. But the only thing about this is that if you want the AI to make you a logo, you have to fill up your credits. So that's the only thing that might hold you back. But you could also like make your own logo outside of Hostinger and just drop it in there. For example, if you want to do that, you can just go to edit header and the logo. And like if you want to replace the image with something that you have, you can just upload a file or you can like mess around with some of the images they have, but that's not something that we really need to go too far into. Once you make your site live and everybody can see it, you'll be able to see what everybody else is doing on your site and what the traffic is like. And I should probably mention the other things. The AI writer, it allows you to generate like random contents for like parts of your page. I don't know that this would be a benefit to you because you want to customize your page to your own liking. Same goes for the AI blog generator. If you're going to have a blog, you might as well update it yourself. And the AI heat map is something that I think you should see. So what this does, like as you see in the top left, it says AI driven attention. Heat map predicts your user behavior. So these are places where the AI determines where people are going to spend most of their time. So where their mouse is going to go. And this allows you to see where you should place buttons and the most important parts of your website because people are likely going to spend most of their time there. Yeah, so as you can see, this is where people are going to spend most of their time, and it shows you like the heat map where there's less attention, more attention. And so this is kind of giving you an idea of what you can expect. And so I think we've covered everything. Oh yeah, the languages also, you can change the languages that are available on your site. So it can be any language that you see fit. So it's a standard thing for all websites. You can change the language. And down here are the search options. So if you can't seem to find something that you want, then you can just search it up here. Like you can search image and then you can add an image, or you can change the link to preview an image. So these are the little things that you can find on Hostinger. But with all that being said, how about we deconstruct this website and make it our own and see what we can come up with? Okay, so no surprises here. Well, maybe a little bit, but I decided to clear out this whole page because you don't really need to see that whole process. You're not going to lose any sleep over it, I hope. I will show you how to delete things, don't worry. But for the process of just getting rid of all the pages and stuff, that's not important. So what is important is me showing you how to make it yourself. Okay, so what we do here first, what I want to do actually is add a new section. Add a new section by clicking on that blue button. And first and foremost, what I want to do is perhaps add like a nice little introduction here. So I don't like the font quite as much as I think they wanted me to, but I'm going to change it to Roboto, and you can change it by just clicking on this right here, double click on the text box, and you can change the text. Now, what I want to do from here is move this up a little bit, and I want to add another page and make this button go to that page. So we go to the navigation section on the left-hand side, we click on add a new page, and how about we just add projects? We're not going to really customize the other page. I just want to show you that you can go to it. You can change the name of the page as well if you want, but not really necessary to do so. And so we're going to continue, and from the button, if you want to just go back to the home, you just click on home. It's kind of like functional in the same way that you would just typically use the site. So for the button, what we want to do is we can click on the button and edit it. We can change the text within the button. So we're going to go on like name it games, even though this isn't games. Don't worry, not that deep. So we're going to go here on the web address and find projects. On the button, we're going to be able to access the projects section. And we can also change certain things like the font size, border width, corner radius, things of that nature. So it's very handy. And from here we can change like the color of the text when you hover over the button, so like this. So that's what that does. And if we go and save this, we can preview it, and as you see, it takes us to the projects. Next up, what I want to do is perhaps, you know what, I think I'm okay with what we got up here, but I will show you what you can do with your header. The only thing about using any template or the AI generated website is that you can actually change the text here. So what you want to do is you can just go to the logo and you can replace the logo with your own logo. And so you can do that with anything you want. So if we click on free images, we can just make this camera the logo if we want, but I don't want to do that because, well, that doesn't look nice. So we're going to go with what we have here. Now you can change the width and the spacing for the rest of the menu here, but I'm going to make it a little larger. And if we want to change the font, we can do that here. And the header color. So the header color, it's not this right here. The header background is this button. So don't worry. What this does is change the color of the button when you're not on the particular site. So right here, we're on home. If we go to projects, then the home is going to be red. So that's how that works. So I think that's okay. We're going to stick with that. And next up, what we want to do is perhaps we can add another section here. We're going to add a blank section because I want to fiddle around with this a bit. So I'm going to add some text. And right here, I'm just going to be like your HQ for all new games. I don't know. I'm yapping about nothing here, but we're just going to go with that as a title. And to enlarge it, we just grab it like this. That is how that is done. And so I think that's okay as it stands. We can also move this up to another part of the website by just clicking on like move up or move down. Personally, I think that looks better, but I kind of like the layout. It makes more sense. Obviously, this doesn't really have anything special going on, but we're going to try to make it look neater. So I don't want to make it too top heavy. So right next to this, we're going to add a video, let's say. We're going to add a video. We're going to increase the size of the video. This has nothing to do with video games, but that's fine. That doesn't have to. I don't want to get in trouble with copyright, so apologize if I don't add like a particular video there. We can also add some more text here, so we can edit the text and change the size of it, change the size of the text. So we'll go with 16, and we'll be like, this is gaming in its purest form. Now, this is the corniest thing I could possibly write, but it's fine. Purest form, and cool. Now, that is what we're gonna go with. And yeah, you can also hide this depending on like the format. So if we go to the mobile site, let's say we're going to hide this from the mobile site. We're going to gatekeep it from the mobile site. So I believe that if we go, yeah, so you're not able to see it. So you can see it on the desktop site, but you're not able, oh, wow, this is an actual video. Okay, we go to the mobile site and you can't actually see what's going on here. And you can't actually see the thing that I hid. So go figure, right? And so we're going to make sure that this is visible because I don't have any reason to hide it. And we can check it out on the app version, or the mobile version. Now we're okay with that. I'm going to save that. And how about we add a footer? Or no, we're not going to do that quite yet. How about we insert like an Instagram feed? So a bunch of random pictures. So while this is nice, this is very large, we can also like remove this and add our own Instagram feed. So have this, add another element, and we can change the size of it. So that's a major benefit. Now, if I go to edit feed, we can add more items if we want. Obviously, this doesn't really matter because like it's not an actual feed, so we don't need to customize that well. Say you have like an Instagram account, so we can like add like links to social media. So we're gonna go here, we can add this, and we'll put another piece of text right here. We're gonna call it "Find us on your socials." Find us on your socials. We're gonna move that up here. We're gonna lengthen it. There we go. All right, I guess I don't have enough space here, do I? So I'm gonna just go here. I'm going to make it smaller, and now we can do that. So there's not a lot of content here because there's really nothing that I can add, but this gives you an idea of what you can do. Our website is looking okay. Now, next thing we should do is try to add a background, because right now it's looking okay, but we can add some more flair to the background. So how about we just try to do that? In that case, what you want to do is similar to the background. You just want to go into your edit section and you can just change the background. Now you can change the color of the background if you want, totally an option, but you can also add a particular image. Now let's go to our pictures, and I don't know that is this gaming related? I guess that's gaming. That's as close as we're gonna get. So we're gonna go with that. Now it's very prominent, so maybe we can just make it a little more opaque. Layout is okay. Anchor, no anchor is necessary there. And we want to change the color of our text, so we're gonna go here, should make that a little nice, and we're gonna make that white, and that's okay. Maybe change the color of our button, so we're gonna go with I don't know, do we want to go with white? Yeah, we can go with white. I'm going to change the color of the actual button. So the text is, text color is black. And now it looks a little iffy. I don't like how that looks. So I don't like how it turns black and red. So border color, it's going to stay white, I believe. No, it's going to stay black. Maybe I wonder if I can change that. I've never actually looked into that. So hover, I think the filler color is going to be like this. Aha, there we go. So to change the fill color, you just go to that. I don't necessarily think that black is the red is the best color to go for. Now, I do want it to be satisfying to click on the button though. So I want to go to hover, and I want it to be well, kind of. No, I want it to be slightly. Right. So I wanted to just show some kind of sign that you're clicking on it, so it's satisfying. So just go here and you click on the button and you know it's taking you to that page. So let's check out our website really quickly. So we have this. We have a nice back. It's looking pretty nifty. I'm not gonna lie. So we're gonna have this, and we click on the button, and it's gonna take us there. Now the red is looking okay, but it could look better. Let's check it out on our desktop. So desktop is looking decent. How about we do something now? How about we try to separate this, because it looks a little clustered. So we go to add element, and perhaps I can just do something here. So I can add a section and just add a blank section. I could just do that instead. I don't need to do too much thinking here. Thinking is a problem for me, so the less I do that, the better it is for all of us. We save it, and then we preview it up here, and now we have not some sections. Now we have something neat to look at. So it's looking nice. It's looking really nice. How about we kind of wrap this up by adding a footer? So we go to add elements, or no. We're gonna add a footer that has contact information and as well as like our location. So where is our footer? Or maybe we don't need a footer. This is just my thought process. I'm sorry if this is scatterbrained. This is what you get with me. So we're going to go with we have a contact form here, but it's going to be very large and I don't want it to take up everything. So we're going to add a blank section, add an element, contact form. We're going to have a contact form right here. And let me just make that a little nicer. So contact form right there. Maybe I want to, no, that's okay. Contact form. You want to narrow that up? No, I think that's perfectly fine. And from here, we're just going to add another text. So complain to us, perhaps. Complain to us, not to us. No, still capital. Okay, complain to us. And we're going to put that right here. Or maybe change that. Is that okay? No, I like it on the right-hand side. So we're going to put it right there. We're going to minimize this, and we're going to put it right there. And I might want another section to kind of separate that. So we're going to move this up, minimize this, complain to us, and we want people to know where we're at. So we're going to add a map right here. We're going to make this smaller. We can make this larger. And there we go. Where is this actually located? Nova Patagonia. What is this? I guess somewhere in the States, I guess. And in the States, you got a mixture of all kinds of names. So Nova Patagonia. This might be some Spanish or something. I don't know. I'm sorry if I butchered that. But we're going to add our location. And this is how that's going to look on our sites, and we're going to preview this. So this looks a little too large. Sometimes it doesn't need to be that separated. So we're going to minimize the distance between this so it looks a little more tame. So here we go. This is our website. We can go to our projects by clicking this, or we can go to our projects by clicking on that. So we're going to go home, and here is our website, our socials here, and our location. And lastly, how about we add a footer to wrap this sucker up? Add a section, add a footer, and I already have like contact information, so I'm not going to make this too prominent, but you can also add this to various pages, or if you just want it to be on this particular page. I'm going to add it to this page because I just want to be extra. So you put in your number, your email, and also there's some social media here. I'm fine with that being on both sides. And I think that's all we really need to touch upon in this video. I can also show you the AI heat map, how that works, so you can see how it functions and generates its data. So we're going to give it a little bit of time to process, and it shouldn't take too long, but there's a lot more stuff on the site now, so it might take an additional amount of time. If I have to edit this out, oh, never mind. It's like it heard the edit and it's like, no, you're not doing that. Okay, so you can see that the heat map shows up. This is kind of the green section. So this is kind of middle of the pack where people are going to be clicking and whatnot. Obviously, the play button is where a lot of people are going to be clicking because it's interactive. Then there's this. It kind of makes me curious as to why it picks certain areas like this, because this is just the title. I don't know why people are going to spend so much time on this, but this makes sense. And the social media, yep, that makes sense to me. Complain and the submit is where people are going to spend a lot of time clicking. And again, social media. So I think that kind of wraps up our website. I don't know that I really need to add anything else. You can just do it to whatever extent you want. You can add more things as you see fit. That's just kind of giving you an idea of like what you can do and what the site can look like when you just kind of start from scratch. If there's any other questions, definitely do ask below. This is what it looks like on the app. So as you can tell now, it looks a lot neater, a lot cleaner. It is a bit extra. There's like a lot more space here. Before we wrap it up, let me go to the desktop, and I don't like how this is so scrunched up. So let me see if I can change this. So let me put this right here. And so what does that look like on the website, on the desktop? So yeah, that looks better. We can change how separate this is. I didn't even show you how it looks when you edit it in this format. But yeah, it's not too different. So this looks a lot better. I'm very satisfied with this. And yeah, that's our website. I don't know that there's anything else that I really need to touch upon. It's very straightforward, and you can do it I made this site in like, I don't know, half an hour. Obviously the video cut out. So give or take a half an hour, you can have a pretty functional website. And yeah, I should also mention, like, if you want to have an online store, you can do that as well. But we don't have that. So generally trial and error, you got to play around with it to be familiar with it and see what works for you and what doesn't. And so I believe, yeah, I don't have anything else to do. The only thing left to do is to go live. So let's go ahead and go live and see how that works. So we can edit for mobile. We've already done that. We've previewed what it looks like, and it's going to generate this, and then your site is now live. So how about we view our sites on the World Wide Web? So this is what we got. So whoever clicks on your website is going to find this. They're going to see all the things that we put on our home page, and the buttons are fully functional. So you can go to these other sections and find them. Also, one thing that I guess I could also mention is if you want the header to stay put, then you can just go to edit header, and you can either make it sticky as it was, or you can make it unsticky. So once you've made all these changes, you can go to update websites, and then you can go and visit your website. And now when we go, you can see that it will not follow you down, and it gives you a little more space, I guess. It's a nice addition. So these are also fully functional. You can do these things, and once you link your email, then it's going to send you that email and do as such. So that's our website, guys. It's real. It's not just in our imagination. I would do more with this, but I don't have the imagination to really make a fully fledged website beyond this. But you know how it works, and I'm not going to waste any more of your time. So thanks for checking it out. I really appreciate it. But you're not off the hook just yet, because if you don't have Hostinger and find this site building process a grand old time, then check out that link in the description below to have access to a site-wide discount on Hostinger that is exclusively located down there. So if you're looking to buy a plan, I'd recommend doing it through our link to save you some cash. If you did enjoy the video, then consider hitting that like button to help get the video to other people who are also looking to make a site through Hostinger, and subscribe to not miss any of our future uploads. That being said though, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and until next time, take care of yourselves.